Hi, I'm Chris Pollock. Today I decided I was going to start binding my guitar, so I figured I'd pull out the camera and kind of show you how I go about putting my binding on. So first, let's see. I use this green Scotch tape. It's what is this? Scotch 233. It's a masking tape that has flexibility to it. It'll stretch but continue to pull back, so it puts nice pressure on the binding. Also, I had the bindings in a purfling bent, and then I shellacked around the outside edges on the top of the guitar. The shellac will help. I use CA to super glue to glue my bindings and purflings in, and the shellac will help keep. Sometimes CA will turn yellow and weep into the end grain and yellow your top a little bit, so it prevents that. And also, on the spruce top, it seals the fibers so that the tape, when you pull out, won't pull the fibers off. So that's what I've already done, and I've already started to do it. So I'm going to show you a little bit closer exactly how I do it. And so let's get to that. What I usually do is I'll take a piece of the tape, and then I'll push this tape about 3/4 of an inch apart, and I'll push it sort of down on a 45. I'll push in and I'll stretch that, take it down, then I'll pull that real tight and adhere it real good. And then that'll work there. Okay, you can see the gap a little bit there. That's how it pushes in, closes up. So I'll show you a little bit more. I'll push that in, 45 it, stretch that, pull down, stretch it on the side. Push. Let me see here. And I'll remove this and make this really tight. And then I'll just continue all the way around the rest of the surface, pushing down. And that's pretty much it till you get all the way around. Before I glue it, I'll go back and check, because that'll stretch a little bit and it might move out, and I'll check for any gaps. And there's nothing that says that you can't retighten it, take it off and redo it. Just snug it up. Alright, next it's pretty much just gluing it. Do a double check on the gaps, add some tape if I need to add tape. Okay, you can use whatever type of super glue you want. I've been buying these little tubes from Harbor Freight. They're a little convenient in a way, is the fact that once you pull them off and you use them up and you go and just throw them in a garbage can. I buy them when they're on sale. And I'll come back and get it on this inside edge and let it weep down in there. It's thin, so it'll weep down in the edge, and then I'll go around and get between the tape. You'll see it disappear down in there when it flows. And what I'll also do sometimes that I've been doing is say either on the start, or if there's a problem where I could push and it's not gapping enough, I'll demonstrate on the front here. Is I'll hold it in, and once the glue's in there, I'll just get a little bit of accelerator and let it run down in there. And harden that. So it's sort of like tacking it in place, just for like problem areas. And you just go ahead and glue all the way around. I'll do that. And then I'll come back. And then you just simply remove the tape and go back and fill in the areas where the tape was at. And then I'll take it out of the cradle too sometimes, and I'll tilt it so that it will flow more into the corner also. And I'll just revolve it around. So that it flows down in and not pull up on the bottom of the channel. And I'll just work it around that way. I don't know if you can see that, but when you flood it in there, you'll see it soak down in. It'll flow down in there. You go slow. And it'll get to a point where it'll start, you could just see a little bit of the glue in the bottom of the crack, like it starts to fill up. That's, you kind of call that flooding it. I don't know if you could see that or not, because it will run down and under. But then you can come back and do a little bit more. So it starts to fill up. I don't know if you can see over here how there's like, you can see the light reflected. That's where it's pretty filled there. I hope you could see that.